Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well today. So I just wanted to give a very quick reading update into my week, as well as share with you some of the books that I borrowed from the library, as well as some books that I got from the free library. So the most recent book that I read was Homer's The Odyssey, translated by Emily Wilson, and I gotta say I really enjoyed this book, and I get why so many people love it. Not only because of its historical value and significance, but also because of the massive satisfaction you get when you get to the end of the book, learning about how much suffering Odysseus goes through, the adventures he goes through with his men, um, many betrayals that he faces, as well as the grit and determination that this man has to get back to his wife and his family. And then also learning about the payoff at the end where he finally slaughters all the suitors who have been trying to get to his wife, and they have been so mean and evil and using up his riches and plotting to kill his son. I thought it was so satisfying to get to the end of the book, because it just built up the frustration and the anger towards these suitors just built up over time. And I love the position the gods played as well: Athena, Zeus, Poseidon, a lot of the mythical creatures like the Cyclops, the Sirens. It just felt like a very amazing adventure novel, and it was so like surprising to me to find out it was written so long ago, and it really holds up to the test of time, and I really enjoyed it. I really truly enjoyed it, and I think it may be one of my most favorite books of all time. And in part, I also attribute that to the translation that Emily Wilson did. Um, she made it a point to translate the original work to the same length as the original Greek, saying that um, if the original Greek was this long, she also translated as best to her ability in English. So she translated it very well, and I thought that the pacing and the flow of the story went so well because she translated it into a degree that it was very enjoyable and very smooth to read. So I really enjoyed The Odyssey by Homer. The second book that I finished reading was the biography of Julius Caesar by Adrian Goldsworthy. I thought that this was a fantastic introduction into Roman history, and it introduced me to so many other characters like Cicero and Pompey, and Cato, and many different characters. It just fascinates me that there are so many figures who lived in a time where I haven't really thought of them or um, found that they existed before this. And it was also interesting to see the battle formations that Caesar employed, and how he uh, built rapport with his troops, and how he formed relationships with different councils, and with his relationships with parents, with his soldiers, with his peers, and his eventual assassination got me a bit emotional, because I just imagine the fear and the betrayal when he sees that his own adoptive son was part of the plot to assassinate him. So I'm very interested into reading what happened after his assassination. I know that there was a civil war after that, and his the other adoptive son, Octavius or Augustus, took over. And so I'll probably get to Augustus's biography after this, but I think I'll get to a short overview about the whole of Roman history before that. But yeah, I thought it was really amazing, and Adrian Goldsworthy's writing was also very well paced and well written, and I loved all the illustrations of the formations as well as the pictures that he included as well. And yeah, I really enjoyed that book. So now to the book that I'm currently reading is, let me get this out. That is The Complete Essays of Michael de Montaigne. So I'm up to the 13th essay, and so far I'm really enjoying the wit and the charm that this man exudes in every page and every word that he writes. And I think also that is attributed to the translation by M.A. Screech. I think a lot of works that are translated, I think about maybe like 40 to 50% of the book is really up to the translator to make it make it lively and readable. And I thought that this translator really did a good job with this edition of Michael de Montigny's essays. I really enjoyed the essays, like I said, especially one called On Liars, where he brings up the fact that it's so much easier to be truthful and not have to rely on your memory to think of lies and to recall lies that you have told. He himself not having a good memory, so that in turn forces him to be morally truthful to other people, and just a person with ethics and somebody who is upstanding and is truthful all the time. So I thought that was an interesting and fresh outtake on, on how being a good person can just be attributed to having a bad memory. But yeah, I'm really excited to get to the rest of his essays, because knowing the introduction has so many nuggets of wisdom and charm. Yeah, I'm very excited to get through the other 1,200 pages of this book. But yeah, I really love this so far, and I will continue to let you know what I love about this in future videos. Okay, so some of the books that I got from the free library. I got this Oxford edition of Macbeth by Shakespeare. I never really gotten the chance to get into Shakespeare, so I thought that this was a great way to start my journey, because I know how much of an impact that Shakespeare made, how many people that he influenced, and just overall impact on pop culture that he had on history and everything like that. So I thought a good place to start was Macbeth by Shakespeare. I also found another book, and that is Usborne's edition of the complete Shakespeare. So this would be like a companion piece to whenever I'm reading a poem or a play by Shakespeare, because it is a version meant for children, so it's very beautifully illustrated with lots of colors and different fonts, and yeah, I thought it would be a very fun exercise to read it alongside whatever poem or play I'm reading from Shakespeare, and hopefully one day I can read it to my children as well. I saw it lying on the free library, and I just flipped through it and automatically took it. So yes, that's what I got. Another book that I got was the Brothers Grimm's fairy tales, which are the fairy tales that contains Rapunzel, Snow White, as well as some recognizable names that we know today. This is the translation by Margaret Hunt, which is, I believe, the earliest translation of this, but I think the most recognizable translation. I didn't know much about this book of fairy tales, but seeing like the recognizable people that I saw in the front pages, I'm excited to learn where the origins of these characters came from. And I've read that some of it is a bit it's not too child friendly, so I'll be excited to get to those parts and see what's all the fuss about the Brothers Grimm's fairy tales. Okay, we have 3 Everyman Library editions of Lord Byron's letters, as well as two volumes of the letters of Charlie Lamb. And I saw these 3 volumes, and I thought they were so scholarly and academic, and I just loved the look of them. And they were originally in some very tattered and dirty dust covers, so I took them out. Excuse me. But yeah, I really thought that they were just very cute and beautiful covers too. And yeah, so I just took it, and hopefully I'll get to them one day. The last book that I got from the free library was this small book called The Root Cellar by Janet Lund. I didn't know much about this book, but I searched it up online and I saw very good reviews on it, so I just picked it up. Just a small and thin book. One day I'll get to it. And then on to the 2 books that I borrowed. So I got a book by Hussein Muttalib, who is a university professor at the Singapore National University of Singapore, and he talks about Singapore Malays and being ethnic minority and Muslim in the global city-state. So Singapore being a multi-religion and multi-religious and multi-cultural, multi-racial country, I just want to be more informed on the people I'm coexisting, and hopefully just be a better person to be around when I'm around people of different ethnicities and cultures and races, like I said. So I thought this was a good way to start and to learn more about other races, and yeah, just or just learn more about the challenges and some of the prejudices and the plights that they face, as well as their traditions and the culture. Even though I already have a basic understanding of these things, I think it would be it's a goal of mine to go deeper than that and be somebody who is well versed with other races and other cultures as well. Not only with Malays, but with other cultures and races like the Indians and Westerners, and yeah, just all the races that are important to know about. At least that's my goal, to just really teach myself about all these cultures and races. Okay, the last book that I have for you is another book that I borrowed. It's called The Crown and Scepter by Tracy Borman, and it is a new history of the British monarchy from William the Conqueror to Elizabeth II. I've always been interested in the topic of the British monarchy, how so many different personalities ruled Britain, and how they passed down their power from son to daughter, from daughter to son. From father to daughter to whatever the case it may be. But I'm especially interested in Tudor history, and I hopefully want to zoom into that period in time as soon as I can get the chance to. But I thought it would be a great start to find out a general overview of the whole British monarchy and go on from there. So yeah, like the introduction into Roman history, this is my introduction into the British monarchy, and obviously the history of the British as well. So yes, that's all the books I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next reading update video or a book haul video. Thank you so much, BookTube.